Millions of animals are transported on road and sea in the European Union every single year. And a lot of these transports are more than cruel. And I know this is not a nice topic, but if you really go and look, you see that we're treating sentient beings that feel pain, that feel stress, that feel fear, that we're not treating them well. We're actually treating them partly very bad. I'm working here now in European Parliament since more than 7 years to get a better animal transport regulation. And with this, we've been out there on harbors, on streets, with police controls, with civil society. And I've seen a lot of heavy stuff. What you see is that we're treating these animals like goods. And we're shipping them across not just European Union, but actually across half the world. We're having an agricultural system where we're extracting millions of tons of soy from Brazil and other countries, a lot of this grown on formerly deforested Amazon areas, or we're importing a lot of palm oil products also for animal fattening that have been grown in Indonesia, as an example, also on deforested areas. And we're importing these millions of tons of fodder. We're stuffing it into the animals here in the European Union. The manure stays here, the nitrate stays here, and is poisoning our soil water and our soils, while the animals are then transported again into half of the world. And this is a system that has nothing to do with farming. This is just an international trade business on the back of sentient beings, our animals. And this needs to stop. We're now trying to work on a new animal transport regulation. But there's a lot of resistance, unfortunately, from a very small industry that makes a huge fortune with live exports of slaughter animals, especially across the Mediterranean Sea. We're trying to reach a massive reduction of transport times. Today you can transport, depends which animals, but for a day and then a short break and another day and for days and days on ships, you can even transport live animals for weeks or even months without any concrete limit. This really is unacceptable. So we try to limit the transport to at least 8 hours. 4 would be better because this would strengthen local economy. This would strengthen local slaughterhouses. This would actually help our local farmers to maintain their business because they're less and less able to stand this unfair competition of this international business model. We're trying to get good conditions on transport if they are needed. What we're trying to reach is that there's veterinarians really checking whether the animals are fit for transport. That you cannot transport unweaned calves, calves that are still dependent on the mother milk of the cow. You shouldn't transport animals of this age at all. So we're trying to stop the worst animal cruelty on our roads and with the ship transports. So there's a lot to do to finally come to a respectful, empathic treatment of our sentient living beings that we co-share our life with and that we live with, that we work with, but we have to treat them with respect and empathy. It's a hard fight, it's a tough fight, but it's one that needs to be done. But the way we treat the weakest parts of our society, in this case animals, shows what kind of humans we are. And I want to be a human with empathy, respect and dignity, and that's how we should treat animals too.